Hey, everybody, welcome back. So today I would like to share with you a little bit of the behind the scenes stuff in regards to utility, specifically how a utility is used within the adult fantasy universe. We do something really, really unique, and I'm going to share that with you today. So let me just share my screen, and hopefully you guys can see uh, what I see, which is my whiteboard. So utility is a huge thing. If you've been around the NFT space for any period of time, you know that utility is everything, right? What is utility? Well, it's best described as what can you do with this thing that you're selling me, right? Hey, I bought this thing. It's cool. It's in my wallet. Does it do anything? Can I get anything? Is it just going to sit there? Like, what does the thing do? What is it? What's the action that this thing can have? And one of the things that we've been doing here at Adult Fantasy is we have baked utility into absolutely everything, far beyond what other teams have done. And this is one of the reasons why I'm convinced we are a top 5% project. We're up there in the tops. So today, what I'd like to do is I'm going to share with you exactly what we're thinking about when it comes to utility, and it's just a 30,000 foot view. As we march towards launch, I want to share with you as much as I possibly can on how all this stuff works. And man, I am so excited for you guys. All right, so here we go. So hopefully, you guys can see my whiteboard. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do my best to draw a square right here. We'll just do this. And then we have tiers of utility. So one of the things that makes our project different from everybody else is it's not just buying a thing that hopefully does a thing for another thing. We're actually thinking about this in depth for the long haul, for years. So when you're taking the long-term view of things, you really need to bake in a really good foundation. So for us, the foundation, I'm just put up here, utility, because that's what we're talking about today. Utility, utility, utility. So the foundation is the character. So adult fantasy is not generative. That means that I'm sitting down and I'm drawing all the characters myself for what we're calling season 1, the Genesis launch. We're doing 25 characters. So what this means is that these characters need to be characters. They need to be detailed in depth. They need to be strong. These aren't just one body shuffled with 800 different rarity traits, right? These are characters. That's my background, is character design. So there's a couple things that make up a character, especially when it comes to being supported in in like our universe. The first is ability. What do I mean by ability? Well, in the adult fantasy universe, we are creating a crowdsourced franchise, an intellectual property. So all of us together, we think that as a collective, as a group, it's the power of that group can really raise the bar for what a property can be, right? If you look at anything Marvel, DC, Doctor Who, you name it, it's not the property itself, it's not the characters themselves, it's what those characters become. It's who is allowed to be involved in the development of the characters. And ultimately, it's the supporters and the fans that make the characters who they are. Spider-Man would be nothing if millions of people did not love Peter Parker or Spider-Man, right? So the first thing that we're doing is we're crafting ability into it. And what that means is that you will have the ability to interact with these characters, to do certain things with these characters. We're going to be using a non-exclusive license for these characters. We're going to be really pushing things out there so that you have the ability to be included in the development of the property. The second thing is access. What is access? Well, access is tied to our community as well. It's not enough to have the ability to do something. You have to also have the access to unlock that ability. You need to be granted opportunities to develop your own brand or your own marketing strategy or your own development process, right? Like you see a lot of these projects out there. Some of them are fantastic. I own a bunch of them. I'm sure you do, where they say, hey, go out, you own this, go build your own brand. Just go do it. Whatever you do is fine. And you're like, great. Well, I don't know how to build a brand. Like, like, okay, I have this character or I have rights to this thing. What now? What do I do with it? So what we do here, we've built brands. This is what we've done for the top companies in the world. So we know what it takes. And one of the things that it takes access. You need to have opportunities to join projects. You need opportunities to really, really connect with other people and grow. And I can't go into I'm trying to like stepping on eggshells a little bit because I don't want to spoil anything. But we have a number of different ways of providing you with access to grow your own brand, to expand in whatever direction you want to take your character. And the final thing when it comes to character is tribe. Because these are not generative projects, or it's not a generative project, each character there's going to be several hundred, right? In many cases, there will be several hundred people who are tied to that same character. That gives us the ability to create certain tribes within the whole community, right? So it allows for people to come together to discuss strategy, to implement, to design projects and really move forward. So inside of character, you've got ability, you've got access, and then you have tribe. And so this is 1, 2, and 3. And then we're going to move up to 4, 5, 6, and 7, 8, 9. So we have ability, access, and tribe. What's next? Well, next up, we have the card itself. So the card has a completely different feature set. It includes the character because the character is on the card, the NFT, right? But there are other things. The card itself, the NFT itself, has some inherent traits. So the first is membership. The adult fantasy NFT will give you the ability to unlock and access things that otherwise you will never have access to. And trust me, these are things that are high value and highly collectible, and we think highly desirable. So we do everything we can to provide as much value as we can, and it's all going to be through the membership. So the card itself acts as a membership. The next thing is attributes. If you've seen our demo promo, you know that there's a card that has a front and a back, which by itself is almost unique in the NFT space because everyone's doing avatars. Like it doesn't even have the back of a card, which is fine. Again, I'm not throwing shade. I collect most of these things, as I'm sure you guys do as well. But for our project, we wanted to add a little bit extra. So we have invented certain attributes that we can add to certain cards. I can't give anything away. But the card itself will have special abilities, and it will have certain cards will have really special things associated with them that other cards won't. So this is all a way to generate scarcity and really provide more value to you guys. And the third up here is ownership. Owning the card, owning the NFT isn't just membership into the actual group. It also allows you to have a non-exclusive license to basically do whatever you want with a character within reason. And why is it non-exclusive versus exclusive? I will tell you guys about that at another time. There's good reason, and I think you guys are actually going to like it. It's a plus. It's not a minus. So we have character, which is ability, access, and tribe, and then card, which is membership, attributes, and ownership. And then finally, we have the case, because I'm sure you've seen the promo trailer by now. The case is really special. The case is very, very unique. Again, I cannot go into the case too much, but I will say that the case does a few things. The case helps to create rarity. I can't go into more than that right now. And collectability. collectibility. Oh my gosh. Come on, tablet. There we go. And then finally, it's all about partnerships. What are partnerships? I'll just put partners in here. What are partnerships? Well, there's actually two different types of partnerships. One is the partnership that you're going to find in Access when it comes to character partnerships, right? That's a type of access point. But up here in number 9, when we talk about partners and partnerships for the case, well, we may just be partnering with some other projects to do some certain things. So I can't say more than that. Anyway, when you have all of these things together, right? If you just had ability, but you didn't have the tribe, or if you have membership, which most of these NFT projects do, but they don't have attributes, which actually further to provide a unique trait or rare ability, rarity to your project or your card, you're missing out. You're missing out. You have to have each one of these 9 steps in order to really have true utility. There isn't one thing that I could take off of this map and have a strong project. Yet, if you actually take this map and compare it to most of the NFT projects that are out there right now, how many of these things are missing? Quite a few. So that is what we're doing. That is a 30,000 foot view of how we view utility at Adult Fantasy. And I cannot wait to share more. We will go into detail on all of this stuff, I promise. But I wanted to share this 30,000 foot view with you today, just so that you could start to wrap your head around what utility really is and how it might be used, and to really get you thinking about, with the projects that you currently run and you currently own, what are they missing that you wish they had? Because with our project with Adult Fantasy, we're doing everything we can to really wrap 100% in utility. Every single corner of this project is utility focused. So with that, I hope you guys are having a great week. Love you all, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care.